Girl Explained by Raine Camacho. About the author. Jamaica Kincaid was born Elaine Potter Richardson on Antigua in 1949, changing her name in 1972. She was a staff writer for the New Yorker magazine. She published many works during her time working there. Kincaid is now a professor at Harvard, teaching courses in English and African American studies. Kincaid's works often explore Antigua and its traditions, as well as modern colonial society. She explores mother-daughter relationships, women's quest in finding identity, and the struggle of colonization on culture. Characters. The daughter, assumedly an adolescent girl. The girl rarely speaks in the text, only shortly speaking to defend herself from her mother's words. The mother. The girl's mother who gives her advice on how to live life in a way that will make her a respectable woman. Although meaning well, her lessons come off with a voice of anger and accusation. Setting. Time. Kincaid does not offer a specific year in which the story takes place. The story might be assumed to take place during the year of publishing, 1978. Place. Assumedly the island of Antigua in the Caribbean island, the usual setting of her other novels and where she was born. Plot. A mother gives her adolescent daughter advice on how to grow up to be a respectable woman. Her mother tells her how to do things like laundry, cook, sew, and more practical life skills. Between her advice are warnings and accusations toward her daughter, whom she warns not to become a slut and accuses of wanting to grow up to be one. Conflict. The mother's berating accusations are met with the daughter's rare rebuttals as she tries to let her mother know she won't become a slut. Climax. There seems to be no climax, as the entire story is the same. A possible climax that I identified is at the end of the text when the daughter questions her mother as to what she would do if the baker would not let her squeeze the bread to make sure it was fresh. I believe this to be a sort of climax, as it shows the daughter beginning to question her mother's lessons, as well as unconsciously questioning the expectations of society. Narrative style. Symbols. Bena. Bena is a form of folk song in Antigua which is based on gossip and rumor. The reader is not told that the daughter knows what Bena is, but her lack of questioning on the subject shows that she is well aware of what it is and what it means. This is not to say that she is becoming a slut as her mother fears, but it shows that she is growing up and being exposed to these sexual and scandalous acts, which could be where her mother's worries stem from. Motifs. Domestic activities. The mother's insistence that her daughter learns to do housework-related skills bring about the topic of gender roles/expectations. By telling her daughter that she must learn to do things like cooking, cleaning, setting the table, and doing laundry, the mother is inadvertently pushing societal expectations onto her daughter. Not only are the societal expectations of house duties being pushed on the daughter, but the societal expectation for femininity is as well, when the mother states, "Don't squat down to play marbles. You are not a boy, you know." Although small, the simple statement shows that the mother expects her daughter to be feminine acting at all times simply because she is not a boy. Conversely, this could be good advice to keep the girl decent if she were in a situation where she is wearing a skirt or dress and needs to keep herself from being exposed to those around her, especially boys and men in the area. Themes. Societal connections of respect and sexuality. The mother's warnings about engaging in excess sexual activity is pushed to keep her daughter respected by those around them. The mother believes that the sexual activities of a person directly affects the way that others see them. This is seen when the text reads, "Always squeeze bread to make sure it's fresh. But what if the baker won't let me feel the bread?" You mean to say that after all, you are really going to be the type of woman who the baker won't let near the bread? This sentiment is to say that if the baker won't let her squeeze the bread to check if it's fresh, it's most likely due to the perception that she's not trustworthy, or possibly not clean enough to let her touch the bread before buying it. This harks back to the idea of sexuality and respectability, as it implies that if the baker won't let the daughter squeeze the bread, she has become a slut as the mother feared she would. Domesticity and maturity. The introduction of domestic activities to the daughter to help make her more respectable shows the assumption that domesticity causes maturity. It seems that the mother thinks living in a life of domesticity will keep her daughter from becoming a slut, only teaching her lessons on how to keep house. It can be inferred that the mother believes being domestic will grow respectability towards her from others. This is most likely a reflection of traditional Antiguan thoughts that Kincaid hopes to portray in her work. Message of the story. What is the author trying to tell us? The societal expectations of women that are placed on them from a young age can be laboring. The passing of this knowledge can be difficult, without a hatred for the topic seeping through in the way older women teach young girls about it. This could cause resentment towards both the mentor and society by the young girl for their expressed need for domesticity and femininity, even if the girl feels she does not want her life to revolve around such things.